All right, let's get right into it. That device you're holding right now, the one you probably use for, well, almost everything, its days might be numbered. We're going to look at what comes next. The dream, the absolute nightmares, and the massive billion-dollar bets being placed by the biggest companies on the planet.
It's just a simple fact, right? Whether it's your phone, a tablet, a laptop, your attention is locked on to this little glowing rectangle. It's how we've connected with the digital world for, what, decades now.
But what if that's all about to change? I mean, fundamentally change. What if the screen is no longer the main event?
And that brings us to the big idea, the post-smartphone dream. This is a vision for a future where our relationship with technology is totally different, way less demanding. Think about this number for a second. Studies show the average person taps and swipes their phone more than 2,000 times a day. Every single one of those is a tiny interruption, a little slice of your focus gone. The dream is to get rid of all that noise and give you your attention back.
And here's the core of it. It's this huge shift from doing to delegating. Today, if you want to book a restaurant, you're doing all the work. You open the app, you search, you scroll, you tap, you confirm. The future is just stating what you want. You delegate the task and an AI handles all those tedious steps for you. You're not managing apps anymore, you're just getting the result.
The magic that makes this possible is something called ambient AI. It's the idea that technology is all around us, invisible, just waiting in the background to help out when we need it. It doesn't scream for your attention. In fact, the perfect interface is no interface at all.
But, turning a beautiful dream into a product that actually works, that is incredibly difficult. And one company learned this the hard way, creating what might be one of the biggest product flops in recent memory.
Woof. I mean, it doesn't get much more brutal than that. When MKBHD, one of the most trusted tech reviewers on the planet, says that, you know you've got a disaster on your hands.
And he wasn't alone. The verdict was unanimous. This first big swing at a post-smartphone device was a complete and total catastrophe. So, what on earth went so wrong?
Well, just look at this laundry list of failures. We're not talking about small glitches here. The Humane AI Pin failed at the absolute basics. It got crazy hot, the battery life was a joke, and the AI was so slow it was painful to use. It's a textbook example of how not to launch a product.
And this is the really sad part. After the company sold off its assets, all those devices basically became useless bricks. They turned into a $700 sunk cost for anyone who bought one, and a nightmare for the planet. Just e-waste.
But just because one company crashed and burned doesn't mean the dream is dead. Not at all. It just means the first attempt was a mess. Now, let's look at a totally different approach from a company that almost never fails, Apple, and its Vision Pro. See, instead of trying to replace every phone on the planet, Apple went for a powerful niche. And when the CEO of Porsche says your product is reimagining their business, you are definitely doing something right. The Vision Pro isn't for everyone. It's a high-end, professional tool. And it's making a real impact in these super specific, high-value fields. Race engineers at Porsche are using it to see live data in a whole new way. KLM is training mechanics on 3D jet engines. The big lesson here? You don't have to conquer the world on day one. Sometimes winning over a specific, demanding market is the smartest move you can make. Okay, so that leaves us with a third path. It's somewhere in the middle. Not a failed pin, not a bulky, expensive headset. This is the world of the lightweight, AI-powered smart glasses. And hey, this isn't some far-off concept. This is real. By 2025, Meta had already sold over 2 million pairs of its Ray-Ban smart glasses. That proved one thing for sure. People are actually willing to wear this stuff. Now, in the smart glasses world, there are kind of two camps. On one side, you have the screenless devices, like Meta's. They're basically cool glasses with a camera, a microphone, and an AI you can talk to. But then there's the Holy Grail, glasses with a screen built in, something that can show you directions or notifications right in your field of view. That's the ultimate prize.
So you have the Humane Pin failure, the niche success of the Vision Pro, and the surprising appeal of smart glasses. All of this was leading to a massive, strategic pivot from the biggest player in the game, Apple.
And boom, this is where it all comes together. Apple, the company that basically defines tech categories, made a huge call. They reportedly canceled their plans for a cheaper, more mainstream Vision headset and decided to bet the farm on something way, way smaller. This timeline really lays it all out. Vision Pro launches and creates that heavyweight category.
Meta's glasses show there's a real market for a lighter approach. And Apple, seeing all this, changes course and sets its sights on its own smart glasses, apparently targeting a 2027 release. The race to replace the smartphone is officially on.
And let's be clear, this is not a side project. Reports say that for Tim Cook, this is it. This is the main event. When the CEO of the world's most valuable company calls something his top priority, you know the entire industry just snapped to attention.
So here's the bottom line. Your phone isn't going to disappear tomorrow, but the era that it defined, that's coming to an end. The biggest companies in the world are no longer just making a better glass rectangle. They're all in a race to build what comes next.
Which leaves us with one last big question. This future sounds amazing, right? No more endless tapping and swiping. But as we start delegating more and more of our lives to these invisible AI assistants, you have to wonder, are we really gaining freedom, or are we just changing who or what is pulling the strings?